cause any more havoc.
You okay, Rinwell?
Oh, yeah.
I'll see you again tomorrow. I think we've rested long enough. Let's keep moving.
A dead end?
No, there's an elevator. Looks operational.
I can't believe there's actually an underground harbor here. There are even boats docked.
I only see Danans. Think they were forced to work here?
Probably. Let's see what they have to share about Almeidrea. You didn't happen to see a lord come by, did you?
Sorry, friend, but she just left. Came by with a whole posse of underlings, boarded her ship, and took off at first wind. We damn near got blown away. She was that much in a hurry.
Damn! So we missed her!
You guys trying to go after her? Need a ride?
Are you saying you know how to steer a ship?
Spent most of my life chained to the deck of some ship or other. Yeah, I know my jib from my boom.
We don't know how dangerous it'll be. Better you give us the boat and stay on solid ground.
Whoa there! You been out on the water before? The sea ain't nobody's friend, you know. You need a sea dog like me, or you'll sink her before she makes it out the harbor.
We're losing time. Sir, we're in your debt.
Now that's more like it. Name's Mahavar. Just give me a holler when you're all set and we'll set sail. This is like a dream come true. Never gotten to captain a ship before. Never would have thought I'd get a chance like this. Thank you, y'all.
The pleasure's all ours. Think we'll catch up to her?
Of course we will. They got too much weight on them. Meanwhile, this ship's carrying nothing but us salty scalawags. They got a good head start on us, but we can take them.
Do you know if there are any Danans on that ship?
Couldn't say for sure. On the one hand, seeing as it's supposed to be something of another castle, I'd reckon they probably wouldn't let a bunch of Danans on board. On the other hand, I'd be real surprised if the Renans were able to pilot that thing all by themselves. In any case, it's gonna be a while before we reach her. Till then, you're all free to do whatever. Just don't fall in the ocean.
I know Malabar said we could take it easy, but there's not exactly a lot to do on this boat. I guess I'll check in on everyone and see how they're holding up.
Do you think Law is okay?
If you're worried, why don't you ask him yourself?
Yeah. I think maybe I should apologize to him too. I should apologize to all of you, really.
Us too?
Well, I was kinda lying to you all this whole time. I was blind to everything except my own revenge. I never even considered the struggles all of you might be facing.
We all have things we'd prefer to keep to ourselves, Rinwell. So what if you had something to hide? It doesn't undo the good that you've done, or the people that you've helped save along the way.
But that's not what I mean.
I know. You're talking about Almeidrea, right?
Yeah. I hate her, Alphen. I can't stop hating her. Even just thinking about her makes my head feel like it's going to explode. But it's not just her. I think about the way Law looked at me. I hated the Lord who killed my parents. And I hated the Renans I had to travel alongside. And yet, Cislodius Danans backstab each other like it's a normal way of life. And Mahag Sar has people like Deadeye. But then there are people like Law and Shion. It's all just too much. I don't know what to think anymore.
Law never said that you had to forgive Almeidrea. It's only natural you would hate your family's murderer. But
But what?
Law left home because of how much he hated his father. As a result of that, well, I think Law spent a lot of time thinking about how they never got to make things right. And if I had to guess, killing Ganabel didn't make any of those feelings go away. Law let revenge fuel him, and I think now he's afraid you'll do something you'll regret.
Afraid?
Whatever happens to Almeidrea when this is all over is up to you. I'll respect whatever choice you make. Just think it over carefully for me, okay? You still have time.
Okay. Thanks, Alphen. Say, back then, after the fight, I think I really made Shion mad. I don't know, though. Maybe it just looked that way. But I guess I just can't seem to understand how she feels. Do you know why she gets like that?
Shion's... She can be a tough nut to crack. She doesn't really talk a whole lot about herself.
It's just what she said about hate being a source of strength. Where did that come from? I wonder how it feels, not being able to hold another person's hand.
Lean much further, you'll go overboard. Keeping an eye out for Almeidrea's ship?
I'm looking at the ocean.
The ocean?
Yeah. The waves. They help me think. This world is filled with natural wonders. The icy air and white peaks of Cislodia. The lush green glades of Menancia. The harsh wastes of Calaglia. But Menancia has its Lake of Death, and Nias its ruins. And they wouldn't be there if it weren't for that contest.
Say we actually manage to put a stop to the crown contest for good. What do you think will happen between the Danans and the Renans then?
You first.
Well, I want to believe that the coexistence we saw in Menancia can happen elsewhere, too. It's insane for all of us to keep fighting. If Menancia can do it, so can everyone else.
Yeah, I think that would be good too. A world where everyone can get along. At least, that's what I've come to believe.
You sure have changed.
I can't lie to you. Since I was young, I've looked down on the Danans too. But I've seen a lot. And I see things differently now. I've seen so many ugly and terrible things in this world. And yet, they didn't come from just the Danans. And the good things too. They didn't come from just the Renans. Kindness and cruelty exist on both sides. A person's race doesn't factor into it. So, I guess you're right after all, Alphen. I have changed. You know, I've never actually touched another person like this.
Shion.
Ever since I was on Lenegis, I've always been alone. Even after I came to Dana. Always.
And now?
Do you still not remember your past?
No. Sometimes it feels like I can almost remember. But then this mask stops me.
The mask keeps you from remembering why you have the mask in the first place. It's a little ironic, isn't it?
A little. Well, it won't be long now before you're rid of those thorns, you know? Only 2 lords remain. And once you have their master course, you'll be able to create the Renis Alma, right? Then you can... Shion?
Sorry, it's nothing. Promise. You're right, though. It'll all be over soon. I never could have made it this far on my own. I have everyone to thank for that. Including... especially you, Alphen.
Don't worry about it. We're friends, after all.
Yeah, we are.
so good. Are you all right?
The floor. It keeps moving. How can you stand it? How can you even stand?
I'm not the best person to ask about discomfort. I can't feel pain, remember?
I still can't believe what happened in Niez. Even now. As a lord, my expectations for Almeidrea were already pretty low. But the way she treated human lives like they're mere playthings.
Yeah. And it wasn't as if the situation in Niez was improving much to begin with.
You mean Deadheim?
The whole reason I started fighting back was because of my anger at the atrocities of Renan rule. Back then, all I had to worry about was fighting the Renans for the sake of the Danans. But then I met Shion and the people of Menancia, and things became a lot more complicated. It's even messier now that we have to worry about Danans like Deadheim.
It used to be that the Danans were the ones in the right, and the Renans were the ones in the wrong. Though, maybe that was just a biased perspective from being on the side of the oppressed.
Exactly. I'll never tolerate the Renans ruling over us. But nothing ever ends up being as black and white as you'd expect it to be either. That's clear to me now.
That said, even putting aside bad apples like Deadheim for a moment, you may be able to free the Danan people, but that won't undo 300 years of oppression. It'll be hard for them to not give in to their resentment. I think maybe that's why I clung to our dream so hard back in Menancia.
Even if his motivations weren't pure, Dohalim has a good heart. He didn't sink to the depths Almeidrea did.
You don't understand. I'm saying that it goes deeper than that. This hierarchy we live in, it's not solely something the Renans invented. I remember a story Rinwell once told me. She said before the Renans invaded, we Danans had our own class system. We are the ones who divided ourselves. I saw it in Deadheim's eyes. He wanted to rule over others.
To hear Bayfont tell it, Deadheim wasn't always that way.
But as time went on, and he and the Darkwings fought the Renans, he eventually changed. I guess what I'm getting at is, if we defeat the Renans but just go back to the way things were before, was there even any point in fighting?
But that world isn't the one you want to create, right?
Maybe not. But to tell you the truth, these days I'm not so sure that dream is even possible.
You have your promise to Megal, though. Your home and the people of Menancia are depending on you.
I know. My brother. He truly believed in his dream of coexistence. And I suppose, even now, many people still do. And then, there's you.
Who, me?
You and Shion.
I'm not sure I follow.
Okay, then let me spell it out for you. How many other Renans and Danans do you know that get on as spectacularly as the two of you?
I don't know that I'd say spectacularly.
Well, I suppose it's really all a matter of how you look at it, isn't it?
I really don't see what you're getting.
I think I'm getting seasick again. Sorry. Can you just give me a wide berth for a few minutes?
Hold that pose long enough and someone might just come along and paint you.
Any artist who'd see fit to paint me needs their eyes tested.
What can you tell me about Almeidrea?
Not as much as you'd probably wish. I only ended up crossing paths with her a handful of times, after I was chosen to be a lord on Lenegus.
Ah, right. I almost forgot about Lenegus. How much do you think they know about what's been going on down here?
It's safe to assume they know everything, though I know not why they choose to remain uninvolved. Perhaps they see what's been happening as just part of the ongoing crown contest.
Even what Almeidrea did? Has it really reached the point where her actions are seen as normal?
Not to my knowledge, no. At its core, the crown contest is a competition to see who can amass the most astral energy. And to amass such energy, slaves are needed to collect it from. It's therefore against the Lord's interest to kill them.
So then why would Almeidrea do something like that?
We must remember that time is running out in the crown contest. Perhaps her hand was forced, so to speak. It is a way to accrue astral energy faster and in larger quantities than through slave labor. Doing so kills off that labor force, obviously, but it is a means to an end nonetheless. No one could have foreseen that something like the Hollowing would arise back when the contest was first conceived.
Is becoming the Sovereign of Rena really that important to the Lords?
Of course. It's the greatest prize one can attain in their eyes. In that respect, at least, I'm really not that surprised that Almeidrea resorted to what she did, as utterly despicable as it is.
It's reassuring to hear you feel the same way I do.
I worry that the only reason I never did anything similar in Menancia was due to my lack of ambition.
If you didn't want to be reminded of your past, you could have just plugged your ears.
You think too highly of me. I'm afraid I must respectfully disagree. I'm not nearly as virtuous of a person as you might wish to believe.
If that's so, would you have been so shaken up when Kisara lost her brother? Why else would you turn your back on your own kind and choose to fight for Miguel's dream? Aren't we just Danans?
A curious choice of words. Did what you see in Mahag Sar hit you that hard?
What Deadheim did to that city, he didn't liberate anyone. Anyone who refused to follow him was an enemy in his eyes. 300 years of Renan rule taught him nothing.
What I have come to understand is that the conflict extends beyond Danan versus Renan. There is an internal quarrel as well. I mean to bring about a true, lasting coexistence in Menancia. But there are more walls we must topple first.
And you don't think you can pull it off?
Well, you seem to think you can, at least.
Does that make us enemies?
Insofar as an exchange of swordplay, no, it doesn't.
Not good enough for you?
Are you really... Forgive me. I will continue to fight by your side a while longer. That much I have decided.
I took a look around inside the ship just in case, but I didn't find anything that looked like it might be suspicious.
Thanks, I appreciate it.
You know, it wasn't until I left Calaglia that I finally realized just how big the world is.
When we tore down the wall in Calaglia, and I could finally see the horizon in the far-off distance, I had the exact same thought.
Yeah, somehow the sea is different though. I'm not sure just how to put it. It's almost as if it just goes on forever. I bet my old man would have been blown away by this view.
Yeah.
Ever since he died, I've been thinking about what it was that he was really trying to say to me at the end. I keep going over his words again and again. And heck, maybe I'm just overthinking it all. But still, sometimes I wonder if it could have turned out differently. If there was something I could have done. But no matter how much I play it back, I'm still no closer to finding any answers. And then there's everything with Rinwell. I stopped her from killing Almeidrea, but was that really the right thing to do? Or did I just end up making things harder for her? I feel like such a screw-up.
You're not the only one. I keep asking myself what Zephyr would have done had he been here. Like I think, how would Zephyr have handled Rinwell?
Yeah, I think he definitely would have stopped her. No doubt about it.
And that's exactly what you did, Law. I think he'd be really proud of you.
Alphen.
Zephyr's not the worst yardstick to measure ourselves against. Let's both do our best to make him proud.
Sounds like a deal. Thanks, Alphen.
Wonder how much longer it's going to be before we catch up to Almeidrea. I'll ask Mahavar.
Look who's up. Good timing. We're closing in on her stern as we speak.
That's the ship? She's huge. Law, go gather the others, will you? Think you'll be able to flank them without getting spotted?
Yeah, with the fog as our ally, I think I might just pull it off. Long as we ain't too noisy, we should be okay.
What'll you do if they catch on to us?
Not much I can do. Ship that size, they'll probably blow us to bits before we ready cannons.
Persistent little things. Evidently, I shouldn't have spared the wretched vermin. Hungry already, my dear? Worry not, for you shall have plenty to feast upon shortly.
Perfect. You managed to get us right up beside them.
I'll stay with the ship so we can leave as soon as you're done.
Good. Then let's find Almeidrea.
Shion, I want to thank you.
What?
Now that's what I call a ship!
Yeah. The biggest one in all of Mahagsar. So big that it took years to construct.
For all we know, Kelzelik may well have been smuggling materials to help build it. In which case it would be yet another mistake on my part.
We don't know that she was only getting materials from Menancia.
You think it's possible that they might have come from elsewhere, too? Yeah, I guess I could see it.
But what do you think Almeidrea plans to do from here on out, now that she's abandoned her realm and sailed out to sea?
She'll be filling her coffers with gold, most likely. Then she'll sit back and enjoy the show as the other lords duke it out. Or something to that effect, at least.
I wouldn't put it past her.
She's strong, yet shrewd, and will stoop to any low. A dangerous one indeed.
She's not the first, and she won't be the last. This is a lord we're talking about, remember?
Sounds like you've made up your mind already.
There was never anything to decide. No one who can smile like that while doing what she did deserves to roam free.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right.
This might not be the best time, but if you have a minute... That mask of yours, it was shattered by a blow from Balsef when you fought back in Calaglia, correct?
Yeah, thanks for the reminder. I thought I was a goner.
Balsef's brute strength was in a league all its own. Yet half the mask remains. It's remarkably durable. Too durable to be Danon in origin.
Shion said the same thing. As if the fact I was wearing it meant there had to be more to me than met the eye.
You recalled your name when the mask broke, I hear.
Yeah, that's right. Although to tell you the truth, I'm a little scared what might happen when I lose the remaining half. Then again, the idea of not doing something because I'm afraid scares me even more. That's why I go on fighting.
Only he who first faces the night catches a glimpse of the dawn.
Come again?
It's nothing. Forget I said anything.
Take this! I'll tear you apart! Captivity!
I'm the true gunslinger around here.
Swordblade Alpha! Be still!
Radiant Blast!
What's this? Swordblade Alpha! Damn it! Too fast! Stand back! I'll trip it up.
This ends now!
Consider yourself finished! My turn! Burn!
Flame of Fury!
Take this!
Eat this! Burning Strike! Glacier Spear! Pierce the evil!
Swordblade Alpha!
Freeze Laser!
Light Burst 4!
Radiant Genesis! Our work is done here. Let's move.
I'm right behind.
I do, Shion.
Get lost!
Take this! Rising Falcon! Fire that gun out of your hand!
Only getting astral energy! Full throttle! I'm only getting started!
Split it open! Be my guest! Take this!
Farewell! Astral energy! Full throttle!
Quite necessary when creating weaponry.
Got it! That went well.
Are you okay? You're not too tired, are you?
Nope, I'm fine. Let's keep moving.
I won't forgive you!
I'm not done!
You think that shield will save you?
Now you'll learn! Rising Falcon!
That's my cue!
Shut him down!
Leave the ensnaring to me.
Try harder! My turn! No escape!
Quiver Dragon!
I'm not done! I'm on it! Swordblade Alpha! I'm ready!
You see what happened there as you crossed me? Shouldn't have done that.
It's on!
Astral energy! Full throttle! Barely a blip on our radar. Let's dispose of the trash.
Not today! Captain Demon Fang! Look sharp! Lightning Tiger Blade! Not a chance! You're finished! Rising
Where are
Falcon!
you going?
Take this! You're finished!
Shattering the pieces!
Rising Falcon!
Gemini
Here I go!
Smash you!
I'm ready!
Everyone hanging in there?
Discourteous, aren't you?
Can't get out of here!
Dance
on the way out! Double demon fang! I won't show you any mercy!
This ends now!
Consider yourself finished! Now! You're mine! It's over! Clock back! Be still! It's on! Not today!
Let me help!
Rotating pile driver!
First aid!
Who's right there?
That's freaking good!
Lightning thrust!
Rip and tear!
Take this! Seismic rupture! Right foot! Double demon fang! Clock back! Seismic rupture! Ready and ready!
Now you see what I can do!
Rising Falcon! Dazzle! Rising Falcon!
Resonate with the earth! Stalagmite!
Here I go! You're mine!
It's over! You're mine!
Oh! Now I'm real mad!
You're finished!
I can handle it!
If it's in the
Get
sky,
out of mine!
It's over!
This one's mine!
go away! I'll crush you! Lightning reflexes! Tenebrous claw!
Dragon down! Look sharp!
Lightning tiger ready!
Don't get careless.
Never seen anything like it.
It's an authentication key. They're quite common.
Maybe where you're from, but this is new to me.
It might go in an elevator somewhere. We should test it out.
Discourteous, aren't you?
Take this! Eat this! Lightning thrust!
Resonate with the earth!
Ready! You're not in your dreams!
I'm ready! You're finished!
Thunder Dragon!
It got fired!
I've got this! Let him march and handle it!
The
All
enemy
yours.
wields arts too.
You'll soon see about that!
I can carve through armor!
Mega
You're
Ray!
finished!
Annihilation!
Breathe it fair!
Dance on the wind!
You're mine!
I'm ready!
This ends now!
Consider yourself finished!
We managed to pull through.
Let's see what you've
Here I
got.
come! Double demon fang!
Eat this!
Radiant
Ready!
By me!
I'm not done!
Far enough!
Huh?
Back into the fray!
You're mine! Huh? This one's all
Resonate with the
mine!
earth!
Not today!
I'm on!
Lightning thrust!
Rip and tear!
You're on! Dazzle!
I'll grind you into dust! No further!
Strike!
Eat this! I'm ready! Light burst forth!
Radiant citizen! I'll heal
My
you.
turn.
This one's mine.
Leave the ensnaring to me.
Yeah, never
and the
miss.
pummel
Take this!
Strike! Calamity!
Here,
A
let me
new
help.
melody!
Falcon!
First aid!
You're mine!
Resonate with the earth!
Annihilation! Not on my watch! Flame of fury! Burning!
Be still!
Do it! Glacial spear!
Look sharp! Lightning Tiger Blade!
My exploits are bearing fruit.
These don't seem like your run-of-the-mill Zoogles the Renans usually keep around.
Indeed. I believe it's safe to assume these were used in her experiments.
They certainly look as twisted as her.
Even here. This is...
I remember seeing instruments just like this back in Estaluva Forest.
It looks and smells like some kind of medicine.
Whatever this place was used for.
Gotta break through! Got you now! Armor won't save you! Shield? Not today! Take down their defenses! Eagle Fire! Rising fast! Blazing Torrent! We got fires!
I've got this! Let us mark them!
All yours! It's over!
Radiant Spear!
Let's go! Here I come!
Who will die next?
Two more! Rising fast! Take down!
Here's a healing arm!
Through escape! Totally! In an instant! Impact block!
Will this help?
On your knees! Heal!
Healing circle!
Freaking does it! I owe you one!
Arc Seal! Not in your dreams!
I can carve through armor! You picked the wrong fight! You won't make a fool of me! This ends now!
Eagle Fire!
On
Let
your
them march
knees!
and handle this! Where are you going?
It's over!
Hear me! Flame of fire! Glacial Spear! Pierce
Megasonic Rocket!
Straight
It's over!
Oh, now I'm real mad.
Here I come!
Over!
Damn!
I'll crush you! Lightning reflexes! Tenebrous claw!
Dohalim! This one's got your name on it!
Ash to action!
Looks like we won.
We seem to have come across something a little unusual.
Do you sense one of your friends, Hootle?
What is that huge flower-looking thing up there? Is that the ship's engine?
Indubitably. As one might expect, large ships require large engines in order to sail.
And if we destroyed it?
We might well sink the ship. Who knows if we would be able to escape before that happens.
Almeidrea sure has been busy since the contest began.
This isn't Almeidrea's doing.
You mean she didn't build this?
The body, yes. However, my guess is that the engine comes from a starship.
A starship? As in one of those vessels used to go to and from Lenegis?
Correct. The technology employed on Lenegis and in starships is more advanced than anything in our daily lives. Almeidrea may be resourceful, but she could never produce an engine like this on her own.
You mean to tell me we've got even bigger enemies waiting for us up in the sky? Ugh, my head hurts just thinking about it.
Don't worry about that for now. Just focus on taking care of Almeidrea.
I wonder if we can use this.
No backing down! Oh my lord! Double demon fang! It's over! Burn! Dance on the way! There you are! No shield can stand up to these things! Battle! You're mine! Rising Falcon!
Its armor's too strong.
They can't get out of this! Be my guest! I can carve through armor! My steel!
Do it!
I'll blind you with Rising Falcon! You're
Back into the fray!
I'm just getting
Let's refrain from losing.
Get lost!
Now you'll learn!
Far enough!
It's over! What you threw right Alpha! This one's all mine!
Showdown between Blade and Fist.
You're mine!
Primed and ready!
Here I come! Damn it, Bennett!
An astral art?
That's my cue.
Shut him down.
Leave the ensnaring to me.
Yeah! And pummeling to me! Be still! Rising Falcon! I can carve through no escape! Watch this! Demon Fang! Rip and tear!
Do it!
I'll stop your movement!
And I'll stop your life!
Small, but a victory nonetheless.
We have a long way yet to go.
You're saying we should check the Owl Forest?
No choice. I see one, eh? Alpha! It's over! You're mine! First strike! You're mine! You're finished! Take this! Nothing gets by you! Denied! Rotating critical! I'm ready! In an instant! Impact block! I'll face you! It's too fast!
Stand back. I'll keep it up.
Burn in hell! Strike! Double demon fang! Getting started!
Do it!
Lightning thrust!
This one's got your name on it!
Ashes to ashes.
Our work is done here. Let's move.
I'm right behind you, Shion.
That equipment should come in handy.
An opponent like this should be easy. Got you now!
I can carve through like steel!
Here goes!
Lightning thrust!
I'm going in!
Stop now! We're not finished!
I'm ready! This ends now!
Consider yourself finished! Not a chance! Clock back!
You're finished! You're mine! Rising Falcon! It's over! I'm just getting started! Elusive deity! Rotating pile driver! Talon Hurricane! Dazzle! Glimmer Dragon!
And you're dead.
Radiant here! Far enough!
I'm not done! Eat dirt!
Glacial
Resonate with the earth! Stalagmite! It's over! I'm ready! Kisara!
Commander of Heaven!
Phoenix Cyclone!
Looks like we got them all.
In a bind?
They really don't give up, do they?
What's this? Benediction light.
Not on my watch! Downfall! He's gonna pick you up!
Try it my turn! You're mine! It's over! I'll crush you! Lightning reflexes! Tenebrous claw! Now I'm in the groove! Take it! Lightning thrust! Here I come! That's all mine!
I'll cover you!
Here I come!
This one's mine!
Ruin escape!
Talon Hurricane! Far enough!
Watch it! Try harder!
Healing
Here I
Thunder!
come! You're finished!
I'm just getting
started!
It's looking!
There! The enemy wields arcs too.
We'll soon see about that!
It's being interrupted.
Glacier Spear! Here's evil!
Sword Ring up!
Always laser!
I'm not done! I'll face Lightning thrust! I'll face you here and now!
Glacier Spear! Here's evil!
Try harder!
Here goes!
Easily be fatal.
Just as well, I'm here to stop it.
Talon sword! I'll grind you into take this! Here I come! Eagle fly! Finish! Another incantation ruined. Dispel! That's
Leave the target to me.
Far enough!
it's time!
Do it!
Burn in hell!
Annihilate! This ends now!
Consider yourself finished! These fists have got your name on them!
Let the marksman handle it!
Take it!
I never miss!
Take that! I can carve through armor! Rising sun! I'm on it! Rising rupture! Here I come!
Fury!
Double demon fang!
Here's evil!
Take this! Dust to dust! It's over! You're mine! Rotating blade! You're mine! Talon hurricane!
Right!
Rip and tear!
Not in your dreams! Back into the fray!
Whirlwind snap! Dragon sword! You're mine! Demon fang! Dazzle! You're mine! Mirage! Rip and tear! Take this! Eagle assault! Double demon fang! It's over! Ignite! You won't make a fool of me! I'm ready!
This ends now!
Consider yourself finished! I can feel my power growing!
She sure spared no expense on her castle.
This must be...
The captain's quarters. The presence of the spirit vessel and the sheer extravagance on display can leave no doubt.
There's no one here.
Yeah, but I doubt she's out for a moonlight stroll. You think she jumped ship and ran away again?
I doubt it. The conniving witch is probably up to something.
Agreed. In any case, as long as she hasn't suddenly sprouted wings, she has to be somewhere on the ship. Let's keep looking.